Hey, it's Romy. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in, Leo. This is your April 2020 reading. So if you are a Leo sun, rising or moon, it is general, but it might resonate for you. If you're enjoying my work, you can also connect with me over on my website, which is romywyser.com, on my Facebook page or Instagram, and I also have a membership site over on Patreon. If you'd like to continue the reading for April, the extended version is in the link in the description box below. I look forward to seeing what April has in store. Let's go ahead and get some cards down for you, Leo.
Okay, Leo, so Aries season is 9th house energy for you. And I think it's helping you to have a broader and wider perspective about the current circumstances you may find yourself in. It's a healthy dose of optimism when you need it most. And perhaps for many of you, inviting you to take the real learning as it applies to your individual situation and your individual journey, and how you can make the best of this, how you can unearth deeper potential, more healing, greater understanding, more conscious awareness, more presence. That 9th house, ruled by Sagittarius, does give us that burst of being able to see the quest, to understand the journey aspect of what we're in. And we open up your reading with the Knight of Swords, which for me gives you that sense of drive, that sense of energy, direction, albeit there may be moments as we come through this first part of April where you feel very chaotic, you feel a little bit ungrounded. The energy around may feel somewhat aggressive, but I think on the whole, I like the Knight of Swords for you because what it's doing is bringing in some sense of ambition to actually keep going, keep moving forward, not to stay stagnant, not to feel suppressed. There is a charge, there's incoming momentum and flow. That air energy that the night can deliver us is very powerful in terms of our ideas, our ways of thinking, the way that we can communicate. So, we open up with that blast of 9th house energy and the Knight of Swords really inviting you to have a conversation with yourself right now, Leo, that says, what is the potential and the opportunity of this current time and space for me? And on the 3rd of the month, we've got Venus moving into the sign of Gemini, another air sign here, again linked to that Knight of Swords, and it's into your 11th house of community, the way that you utilize technology, the way that you interact with humanity. And again, Aquarian ruled, it's delivering that sense of radical, innovative solutions. And remember, Saturn moved into Aquarius at the end of March, so we're now dealing with a different type of energy in your 7th house, particularly focused in and around the relationship aspect between yourself and others, where we invite in this beautiful burst of sun energy, drawing in the essence of you, Leo. I love to see this. I think this is a reminder about the need to stay positive, the need to stay on the upside, to keep your vibration high, and to not judge, not be too quick to judge what this might mean for anything that has begun in your world. So where you may feel that something has come to a grinding halt, or you've had to make a uncomfortable adjustment, or you've had to experience a set of circumstances that were completely and utterly unplanned for, the Knight of Swords and the Sun for me is not only giving you the charge, the energy, the positivity, and the determination to say, you know what, I'm just going to work with this, I'm going to work with it, I'm going to use it to my best ability in terms of how I can seek to invite in more learning. There's more initiatives, there's more inspiration that's coming in, and with every resistant incoming sanction placed on you, I see you making the flip decision and coming to a flip thought form that is saying, here's where I feel free. And I think that's the approach you're going to need to take throughout the month of April. Goodness, we've got Empress energy, beautiful, abundant, positive, supportive energies coming in for you this month, Leo. So please take heart with what's coming up here. Empress is reminding you to stay in that state of generosity, appreciation and gratitude, reminding you that abundance surrounds you, even if to your immediate what is that feels like it's not the case or somehow is being overshadowed, or there is a perception of loss. In the totality of things, this is a cycle that you're moving through, and in some ways you're closer than ever to manifesting so much of what you want for yourself, for those that you love and your life. And so if you can just flip the coin, if you can look at the energy that this Empress is inviting you to connect with, the bounty, the ability to be resourceful, to know that you are well protected, you are safe, you are in a creative container right now, Leo, that is actually going to afford you some moments of brilliance as you tap into a completely different type of energy that has up to this point not been available to you because, one, perhaps you were still evolving on a spiritual level to meet it. Two, obviously, we're all in a current set of conditions now that allows us to think from a very, very different vantage point. But I see many of you being able to harness this in a really positive way. The Empress is also reminding you to have that generosity of spirit and to share that positive energy to those around you who need it most. And particularly when we look for the Sun to represent children and the Empress, that mother energy. So, allowing that beautiful, courageous heart vibration that you hold so beautifully, Leo, to be directed towards those who need it most at this time is also something that is going to bring out that beautiful knight, kind of brave energy within you, and actually feel very fulfilling and help to again redirect your energy towards the positive in spite of any circumstances right now. So but this creative energy, I think, is going to be really important, and the reason is it's going to help you to negate any of the sabotage, self-sabotage energy that could start to creep in. Seven of Swords for me is really just a bit of a nod to say you have a choice here. Do not let the fear-based current, the anxiety, the uncertainty, the doubt, the fear of failure, the fear of the fact that things may have already not moved forward in a way that you expected, and don't get caught up in that vibe. Don't do it, and don't feel guilty if you have a sense of bubbling joy and optimism through this month of April. Okay, don't feel that somehow you shouldn't be allowed to invite in that energy because perhaps there are some people around you that are not experiencing that as their reality right now. Because more than ever, what they need is for you to be in that higher vibrational Empress energy so that you can help draw them towards that experience for themselves. So guilt is a unnecessary emotion and weight for you to carry in any regard through this month of April. Now, you may well come up against some people through this month, Leo, who feel it necessary to try and exploit a set of circumstances that are going on, and use that as an opportunity to try to come back into your life in some way. If that is the case, again, Empress energy is having you really sitting in your power here and feeling very in control. So I don't see you really entertaining anything that isn't for your highest and best good. And I think very quickly this type of energy, whether it's representative of a person or a particular situation that's coming back around, you'll get the measure of it very quickly. And I think you can just keep your focus firmly forward, firmly surrounded by who and what lights you up, and just not allow the infiltration of that lower, more toxic based energy to disrupt your peace. You know, this is a invitation for you to prosper in peace and abundance and divine love, and not to get caught up in that stress based, anxious type of energy. It's interesting, you've got a lot of swords coming through for this April reading, and I think that there is this indication from the guides that is asking you to really pay close attention to your thought forms right now, you know, to the more present that you can be. And the Empress energy for me is so present in her ability to just appreciate everything that is around her in that exact moment. And to me, that's the complete opposite of what the Eight of Swords is revealing to you. So these are the two flip sides, right? You have her being present and understanding that abundance reigns, that positive, loving, kind, compassionate, generous energy is everywhere to be tapped into. That Venus-ruled sign, again linked into Taurus, that beautiful earthy ability to nurture and to create and to feel secure and stable. And yet if we allow our fears to gain control and to take the driving seat, very quickly we're going to end up in a very stressful situation that we've placed upon ourselves, you know. So regardless of circumstances going on, we just decide to take it to a whole new level, and it's not what you need, and it's not where you have to be. You absolutely have a choice, Leo. So again, if this is representative of someone or something coming back around, exploiting particular conditions to try and derail or unsettle you, don't buy it. Don't step into that energy. You have the power, you have the courage, and you have the support of the right people around you not to slip back, not to go back into whatever this represents to you. So you're going to have to pay close attention to your thought forms. That's the way to gain back control and step back into the sun, to step back into that energy that is going to galvanize you and give you the strength to be able to move through this month, keeping your head held high, okay? On the 7th, we've got full moon in Libra, which is your third house of communication. It's talking about making those short-term plans, and you know, it's very immediate in the third house. So again, with that Empress energy in talking about being present, that full moon is going to try to bring in more balance for you. We have the Queen of Cups coming in, which could represent a water sign, a Cancer, Pisces or Scorpio, that may well be the source of some of this stress and anxiety. But I also feel she is inviting you to step into a very quiet, receptive, intuitive, healing energy, you know, very divine, feminine, between Queen of Cups and Empress, helping support you. Be a little bit careful from an energy drain perspective. You know, Queen of Cups can be the healer and the giver, and that person that is just so focused on trying to help everybody, she forgets to help herself. And in doing so, if you're wide open energetically right now, you're going to be tapping in to a lot of this fear-based energy that's swirling around you. So I think there is a little bit of a cautionary heads up to just be very mindful about how you're protecting and clearing your own energy field each and every day, who you're surrounding yourself with, what channels you're tapping into energetically, which includes anything to do with media, social media, anything like that. On the 4th, we have a conjunction between Pluto and Jupiter, and it's the first of three. The second is the 30th of June and then November 12th. In your 6th house, to be of service, you know, that self-healing, but also how you show up. And for me, you know, Queen of Cups, really wanting to be there for others, wanting to take that role and try to soothe. But just be careful, because, you know, it's a very intense, powerful alignment, and you want to be on the right side of it. So take what you have been learning through this transit of Pluto working in that 6th house, of Jupiter moving into that 6th house for you in 2020, and see how you can use it to identify new opportunities to work in a more healthy, balanced way, to attune to your spiritual guidance and your intuitive knowing, but not at the cost not at the cost of your own mental, emotional, physical well-being, Leo, okay? We have on the 11th Mercury moving into the sign of Aries for the next few weeks. Again, in your 9th house, this rather quick thinking, impulsive, forward movement, kind of warrior type energy, I think is helpful because it's allowing you to reprioritize. We've got Two of Pentacles coming through. Yes, you may be finding yourself having to deal with a lot on your plate. You're trying to make time for everyone and everything. It could split your energy if you're not careful. I think that your heart is telling you the direction that you want to go, but again, circumstances may be preventing you from being able to kind of fully get on board with that. Maybe there is some fear, particularly around the fiscal or secure kind of nature of where you're finding yourself right now. But Two of Pentacles is suggesting, again, a time to be really resourceful. You have ideas, you have what it takes, you know what you're doing. Even though the waters are a little bit choppy, he's still balancing. He's still managing to keep things in control and find that that prioritization in terms of the day-to-day. This is a very like short-term, immediate kind of vibe that I'm picking up in your reading with what's coming through, inviting you to kind of take this container of April and use it as the opportunity to make changes to your routine, to see how you use your time, to use it wisely by being more present and really focused on what absolutely matters, and without losing any sense of things that are important to you that you've been working on and what matters. Okay, Six of Pentacles coming in does suggest that even if there is some worry or concern in and around finances, we do have a boost or an uplift or a rebalancing that seems to come in. Again, I just want to take this moment to say, be very careful where you are expending too much energy if it's not coming back reciprocally. Now, one thing to be of service and to take the opportunity to really step up when it matters, right? And that is to be acknowledged and to be appreciated, but it mustn't be at the cost of your own well-being, okay? And I think that you'll know yourself the point when you're stepping over the line. So we want to maintain that sense of balance in the way that we're thinking, the way that we're feeling, and what we're taking on through this month of April. As we move into Taurus energy from the 19th, it's into 10th house for you, and this is about your longer term thought process, about particularly your career and your purpose, thinking about how you want to show up in the world, the legacy you want to leave. And I'm sure through this month of April, for many of you, you're going to have some radical changes in thinking around the way that you live your life and how you want to be seen reputationally and what really matters to you. So that reprioritization, although it might bring up some uncomfortable kind of realizations, I think on the whole is going to be incredibly positive for you as an emotional journey that you're going to make. Okay, Nine of Swords coming through, and again, just don't allow the fear and the anticipatory nature of what you think this means to stop you dead in your tracks. That is going to be where you're going to get caught up or held back, and you don't need to tap into this energy. We can sit and invite in each one of these fears to show themselves to us, to reveal themselves, and instead of trying to look away from them, face them head on. Take that Empress energy and face them. And I do think this is what many of you are going to be doing. You're going to be facing these fears head on with this empowered Empress energy, with this deeper sense of intuitive knowing, to be able to see how you can heal and how you can transcend this layer of kind of ego-based pattern thinking and drop into your soul self, because it's there that you're going to sense that calmness, that positivity, that radiance, that energy of the sun that's going to support you. And that's where you're going to start to get the guidance on what you need to do next. It's those adjustments in the moment to moment that are going to be so helpful for you. Let's go ahead and see what oracle cards are coming out just to support your reading this month, Leo. Oh, beautiful. The dolphin caller, pure joyful friendships, loving help. I mean, this is just the epitome of how you stand up when you're in your true energy, the way that you draw together soul family. Dolphins just representative of the most playful, joyful family that lights up everybody's world, right? We have all of this beautiful water energy denoting the emotions that you're feeling. But you stand here atop of this rock, anchored and grounded. Even though you may feel a little bit lost and out at sea, you're not really, and you actually hold this staff of power. Your ability to call and draw people together at this time, to offer loving help and support in a way that doesn't take away from your own energy or drain you, will be the antidote for a lot of the fear-based or anxious energies that might try to come up around you. You feel very safe and protected atop this particular rock here as well. So it's also just about elevating and keeping your energy high on a high frequency, but really beautiful energy of the dolphin coming through for you. So playful as well, reminding you that, you know, even amongst the chaos, you can still choose to connect into the inner child. You can still choose to direct your focus to the radiant, joyful, light energies that abound right now. Okay, we're just going to pull an astrological card for you. Okay, you have Sun in Scorpio, passionate, intense, and mysterious phase. I think it is representative of that very scorpionic need to allow a transformation to happen, to go deep and to perhaps face some of that shadow aspect of ourselves. Scorpio wants to unearth, it wants to face, remember what I said, you know, it wants to face the fears head on, Scorpio. It's not afraid to do the work. It's not afraid to allow some of that intensity to be acknowledged and to see what it has to teach us, what it has to show us, to tap into the mystery and to go into that subconscious aspect of ourselves. But what comes out of that is the radiance of the sun. What comes out of that is this calling of where you need to be and how you can be of service and how you can support yourself and your soul family at this time. And, you know, representative of that sense of joy coming through, that sense of passion being illuminated. Okay, Leo, I hope this has given you some insight into this month of April. If you would like to join me for the extended reading, we're going to go ahead and pull some more cards. I'm going to pull a couple here for a specific question. So if you'd like to think about that question now, if it hasn't come up already in the spread that we have done, and I'll go ahead and pull us 2 cards and we will answer that in the extended reading. Right, let's pull some clarifiers here. So the Knight of Swords. Okay, sun energy again. Yeah, beautiful. Now, if you want to join me for the extended, you can find a link for that in the description box underneath the video, or hop over to my website, romywyser.com, and you'll also find a link for it over there. 4 of Pentacles coming through with the sun. And 10 of Cups. You have some really joyful energy coming up in this month of April if you choose to direct your focus towards it, Leo. Okay, Hanged Man coming through with the Empress, surrendering in, allowing yourself to just be still and present. 6 of Wands with the 7 of Swords. I really think this is about the kind of more ego-based thinking of someone else, but also aspects of yourself that may come to the surface. Queen of Swords could well be an air sign, but again, it's just about the way that we're tackling our thought forms, the way that our mind, our monkey mind, is ruling or controlling us through this month. The Moon with the 8 of Swords, yeah. I think this is those moments where you do let the fear just kind of get to you a little bit, or the anxiety come up. But Queen of Pentacles again, giving some nice grounded energy. Could be an earth sign as well, Virgo, Capricorn or Taurus. That might be the cause of some of that for you, or indeed helping you. Two of Cups coming through with the Queen of Cups here. Justice coming in with Six of Pentacles. Nice. Balance. That full moon in Libra, remember, taking place on the 7th. The World with the Nine of Swords, I like that. A nod to Saturn as well, the ruler of the world, I think, just coming into the sign of Aquarius for you. Magician. Beautiful. Okay, Leo, if you'd like to join me for the extended, I look forward to continuing this conversation with you. Otherwise, thanks for being here. Please do drop me a like and a comment. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and I will look forward to connecting with you again real soon. Sending you bright blessings for this month. Stay safe. Bye-bye.